and I just can't fake it.
It's been about a month since Kourtney and Travis welcomed their son, Rocky 13 Barker, but Kim still hasn't been allowed to meet her newest nephew. The truth behind Kourtney's refusal to introduce her baby boy to her own sister is finally coming out, and the reason why is truly unexpected. On November 1st, Kourtney and Travis's baby boy finally made his entrance to the world. Now that it's been a few weeks since he was born, you'd think that the Kardashians and Jenners would have all been able to meet Rocky, but it turns out that's not exactly the case. Believe it or not, Kim and Kris reportedly still haven't been allowed to meet the newest addition to the family. Kourtney supposedly has a new set of limitations regarding her family members, which isn't shocking, but this time the reason behind her boundaries are seriously surprising. A source claiming to have inside knowledge recently told the U.S. Sun that Kourtney has an incredibly strict rule in place. In order for someone to be able to visit her baby, they need to be invited over by her first. That means nobody is allowed to show up unannounced or even asked to stop by Kourtney and Travis's house to see their newest son. But it doesn't look like Kourtney is going to be inviting Kim and Kris over to meet Rocky for quite a while. The insider added that she and Travis had already planned on keeping their own family distance from the rest of the Kardashian-Jenner clan, and the reason why is pretty shocking. According to the source, Kourtney wants to be able to get some much-needed rest before she introduces her baby boy to her chaotic family. And even then, she and Travis reportedly want to make sure their blended family has plenty of time to bond with Rocky first. Apparently, after the couple's kids have all had time to get to know their new brother, then it'll be Kourtney's relatives' turn to visit the baby at home. But if her mom and siblings were hoping to go see Rocky together as a group, they're going to be totally out of luck.
I'm not giving in. And I'm not going to change my boundaries. That's not going to happen.
Kourtney's extended family will eventually be allowed to go over to her and Travis's house, but not all at once.
I just need my sisters to stop harping on it. Just either accept that that's what it is or move on.
The insider claimed that any potential visitors will still need to be invited over by Kourtney, and she's only going to let one person stop by to see Rocky at a time. But what the source revealed next was truly bizarre. Allegedly, Kris is almost definitely going to be the first family member to get one of Kourtney's invitations. That makes sense, since I'm sure she's been anxiously awaiting the chance to be able to meet her newest grandson. But where exactly does that leave Kim? It turns out that the insider doesn't even know what Kim's place on Kourtney's invite list will be, probably because of how chaotic their interactions can get. But even though the sisters have spent the majority of the last 2 years feuding with each other, they've seemingly gotten to a slightly better place. On the most recent season of The Kardashians, Kourtney and Kim actually appeared to be much more civil with each other than they'd previously been. But it really only looked like their relationship was nearly back to normal during super specific conversations. For the most part, Kourtney and Kim were able to momentarily look past their issues when it came to discussing their kids. Despite their differences, they were seemingly back to talking about motherhood together and asking each other parenting questions again. If the sisters had truly been able to repair their bond with each other by talking about their kids, it seems so strange that Kourtney still hasn't let Kim visit Rocky. But according to the source, Kim's lifestyle might be preventing her from meeting her nephew in an unbelievable way. Like most parents, Kourtney and Travis want to do whatever they can to protect their newborn from getting sick. And since Kim is constantly traveling and socializing with tons of people, she could easily expose Rocky to countless germs without even knowing it. It's understandable that Kourtney and Travis would be concerned about keeping their baby safe. After all, people tend to get sick and spread germs more often during this time of year. And sadly, minor illnesses can be extremely dangerous and even life-threatening for babies. Not to mention, we still don't know what kind of life-saving surgery Rocky needed before he was born. His immune system could be weaker than average because of a potential medical condition. It's possible that Kourtney's baby boy might be even more at risk than most other newborns, but she isn't ready to share the whole story quite yet. It honestly makes complete sense why Kourtney would want to prevent baby Rocky from coming in contact with harmful germs. But there have also been speculations that she has another secret reason for wanting to keep Kim away from him, and it's absolutely crazy. The source also claimed that the rules Kourtney has in place for her family being able to visit Rocky are all part of her master plan. She allegedly wants to continue keeping her distance from the Kardashian-Jenner clan so that she can focus most of her attention on her own family with Travis. That actually isn't a huge shock since Kourtney has been creating more space between herself and her family for a while now. But I know I can't be be alone in wondering if Kim hasn't been allowed to meet her new nephew yet because of her and Kourtney's insane drawn-out drama. Kourtney has previously talked about feeling different from everyone else in her family, but it's clear that she's been at odds with Kim more than anyone else. And I wouldn't be surprised if Kourtney still didn't trust her, especially after their incredibly heated phone call.
Your kids have even come to me with problems that they have and how you are, so.
Kourtney must have felt so betrayed, and truthfully, who could blame her? Kim obviously wanted to hurt her, and she took things way too far. But that wasn't the only time she tried to turn Mason, Penelope, and Rain against their own mother, which is so ridiculous. Maybe Kourtney is still struggling to let her guard down with Kim after everything that's happened, and that's why she hasn't let her meet Rocky yet. That would explain why pretty much everyone else in her extended family has already been introduced to him. Just 2 days after Rocky was born, Kyla was spotted going into Cedars-Sinai Medical Center. She had been allowed to meet the baby before Travis and Kourtney even announced his arrival or brought him home. So the fact that it's been weeks and Kourtney still hasn't let Kim meet Rocky is seriously startling. But even though it looked like Kourtney and Kim had basically made up during season 4 of the Kardashians, that might not be how they're feeling now. It's possible that their old tension has bubbled up again, especially since it wouldn't be the first time that happened. In one season 4 episode, Kourtney admitted that the feud between her and Kim was reignited after they saw the footage from previous seasons. When they discovered what the other had been saying at the time of their fight, all of their negative emotions toward each other ended up resurfacing. Baby Kourtney is doing exactly what she's mentioned before, and she's simply trying to protect her energy by taking some extra space from her sister. When she told Kim that she was happiest whenever she was far away from her true feelings were crystal clear. It's no secret that Kourtney is extremely focused on her family with Travis. So it's possible that she really is just trying to soak up as much quality time as she can with Rocky before she introduces him to everyone else. But maybe she hasn't allowed Kim to meet the baby yet because there are still intense feelings left over from their feud. It could also be due to Kim's packed schedule and the risk of exposing baby Rocky to viruses and other germs. No matter what the main reason may be, it still seems a little weird that Kim is reportedly the only Kardashian Jenner sister who hasn't met the baby yet. I guess we'll just have to wait and see when Kourtney actually allows her to visit her newest nephew. But now that we've gotten into the bizarre reasons why Kourtney hasn't introduced her baby boy to Kim yet, I want to know what your thoughts are. Do you think Kim hasn't been allowed to meet Rocky because of her feud with Kourtney? Or do you think it's really just because Travis and Kourtney want to keep their son healthy and safe from germs? Let me know in the comments below.